So you obviously got to finish your film school career, and then you're doing the intern at Sony. So how'd you get to have a career at Disney?
So once I was out of film school, it was a little difficult, finding the right place to land or trying to figure out, okay, I have some ideas to write movies, but how do you even get it sold? So luckily, I had a close friend of mine who's still a close friend of mine. We were working at Macy's, a department store in Los Angeles, Macy's Women's Shoes department together. And this is about a year after graduation, this lady comes to the shoe department. He's selling the shoe to her. I'm standing next to him. She hands him a credit card, and we can see the Disney castle on there. So we asked, "Are you work at Disney?" She says, "Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Well, where do you work? What do you do?" "Well, the world." "What does that even mean?" My role is to release VHS and DVDs. You know, obviously not a lot of people buy VHSs these days, and DVDs are starting to go obsolete. But you know, 17, 18 years ago, that was the big thing. We ended up passing our resume, and shortly after, we both got called in, and that's kind of how we started at Disney together. Uh, it was a department that was considered post production because it was distribution more than anything else. It's how do you get the finished movie to the hands of consumers? And at the time, it was not digital; it was hard product. Um, and we soon, both of us, my friend Michael, we soon realized that this is not what we want to do. We didn't sign up for distributing DVDs. We want to be filmmakers. What happened to that dream?
Right.
So we started, writing scripts and trying to make short films and music videos and commercials, kind of honing our skill as much as we can. But it's so true when they say it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Mm.
And especially in the film industry, it's so hard to get financing for a movie just because it's such a risky investment. People don't
Mm.
want to put money into that. That's when I started looking around and noticing, you know what, post-dot-com bubble, uh, there's a lot of money going into technology. Maybe I should give that a try. And that's where I started kind of reverting back to my entrepreneurial spirit and learning how software development works and how do software products work.
Yep.
Um, I started with huge failures, not understanding why are my friends not giving me money to put this great idea into motion. Um, and after a few failures, starting in 2004 until 2000, probably nine, one failure after another. But I never look at failures as failures. They're always learning opportunities for me. So as I learned and grew, as I learned and grew, in parallel to growing at Disney and being promoted fairly quickly to becoming an executive, um, I I landed my first big investment, and we were able to raise $4 million and build a hospitality software company
Mm-hmm.
to support restaurants, bars, and nightclubs. And that kind of became the big side adventure that I write about in my book.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Eventually, that got acquired, and then I wanted to do the next one. Like I'm itching. I can't just sit around. I've built habits that allow me to not only have a successful career at Disney, but also do things on the side. I have a lot of time on my hand. What do I do? So I wanted to do the next startup. I was thinking about what problem can I solve, and I was brainstorming. Eventually, build a prototype for a product called Efficient, and it was a problem that I was noticing in the corporate world that I was trying to solve, which was a lot of team kind of working in isolation with each other. And maybe team A is very busy, but team B has a lot of downtime. So how do you leverage folks from team B to assist team A?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's a very difficult problem to solve. And that's kind of what I was trying to solve. Uh, but then my wife got pregnant. So I was like, okay, I want to be a very present and active dad. I'm
Right.
not sure if pursuing a startup is going to allow me to do that. Let's put that on hold. But again, I couldn't just sit there. So I thought to myself, I've been wanting to write a book for years. This is my perfect opportunity. I have a lot of knowledge and teachings that I can now finally teach in this book. And that could be my next startup, doing a book on the side. And that's kind of was the genesis of the idea of writing this book. And it took about 2.5 years to write the book, about a year longer than I originally planned. But what you don't know, you don't know as a first-time author, but I eventually finished it.